Okay.
Well, good evening. I would like to call to order the July 27th, 2021 meeting of the Norwalk Common Council. If you'll please rise and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance to our nation's flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. I'd like to pause for a moment of silence in memory of Elizabeth Tish Gibbs, who passed away this past week. She has been a staple in the city of Norwalk. She loved Norwalk and she worked in so many capacities to help make Norwalk a better place. And she will be surely missed. She was a very special person, a grassroots member of the Norwalk Nagaroti Sister City Project, and served as city clerk, served on the Common Council in so many capacities. And our condolences to her husband, former Mayor Bill Collins. Thank you. Clerk, if you'll please call the roll.
Mr. Burnett. Ms. Johnson. Here. Mr. Langella.
Here.
Mr. Sacchinelli.
Present.
Ms. Smith.
Here.
Mr. Huvelman.
Present.
Mr. Roberts.
Present.
Ms. Ravulis.
Here.
Ms. Young.
Here.
Mr. Kites.
Present. Here.
Mr. Theodorides. Mr. Keegan.
Here.
Mr. Serenides. Mr. Livingston.
Here.
Ms. Shanahan.
Here.
Going back, is Mr. Burnett here tonight? No? Okay. Twelve present, you have a quorum.
Thank you. Next item on the agenda, acceptance of the minutes of the regular meeting of July 13th, 2021. Do I have a motion? Moved by Ms. Shanahan. Are there any corrections, omissions, deletions, or additions? Seeing no hands raised, I will ask for a motion, ask to all in favor of the minutes as presented. Any objections and any abstentions? Next item on the agenda is public participation. Mr. Manzi, do we have anybody wishing to address the council?
I don't believe we do, Mayor Rilling. There's only one person attending at the moment. If you'd like to speak, please raise your hand electronically now. Yeah, usually the person attending is just listening in. So I do not believe we have anyone.
Thank you. Ms. King, do you have any correspondence that you feel needs to be read into the record?
The only correspondence was some changes to the minutes that were just passed, and they have been forwarded to the secretary to amend those minutes.
Okay, since we just approved the minutes, we might want to bring that back up. Mr. Livingston?
Mr. Mayor, I believe that we were submitting that letter just for the record, but not the changes in the minutes
Okay.
itself.
Okay, very good. Does any other council person have any correspondence that they wish read into the record? Okay, seeing none, we now bring us to resignation and appointments. We only have one appointment this evening, and that would be Anthony J. Trimboli, Oak Hills Park Authority. Do I have a motion?
Mayor, motion.
Mr. Roberts.
I have a wonderful opportunity of bringing forth this appointment today for TJ Trimboli. TJ is an actual focused financial advisor, which handles a wide range of financial needs. Or other than that, TJ definitely, in his occupation, it's built on researching and analyzing, beneficial insurance and investment options for people. But to know TJ personally, he was my coach in basketball, but to see him, in the forth that his family has put within our city as far as basketball, coaching students, coaching kids to the next level, but, to now put him forth to the Oak Hills club. It's wonderful to see that TJ actually was a two-time Oak Hills club champion, so he does know exactly what goes on within our community. So it's wonderful of that as well. So I definitely have the honor of pushing forth TJ today, and I hope that we all, agree as well.
Thank you, Mr. Roberts. Any further comments? Seeing none, all in favor? Opposed? Abstentions? Motion carries unanimously. Mayor's remarks, I just have a couple. We are continuing our vaccine outreach. We'll be giving vaccines at the beach Sundays in August. Part of the effort to make getting vaccine easy and convenient for those in the community. The CDC will be releasing new guidelines on guidance on masks. I believe they did that today. And we will be reviewing with the health department this week to determine what is a proper protocol for Norwalk and what we should be recommending. Tomorrow afternoon at 2 p.m., I will have the pleasure of presiding over a Norwalk Fire Department promotional ceremony. They're proud to celebrate the promotion of several firefighters at fire headquarters on Connecticut Avenue, 2 assistant chiefs, 3 captains, 1 deputy chief, 4 lieutenants, and 1 fire inspector. Norwalk is always proud to celebrate Norwalk's bravest. And obviously, any member of the council who wishes to attend and congratulate those being promoted, you're more than welcome. Zoning regulations are in the process of being reviewed for rewriting, making them much more streamlined, much more up to date. We have a kickoff event this Thursday night on Zoom, public hearing. So if anybody wishes to join in and learn the process and how we're moving forward with rewriting our zoning regulations, please join us that night. Also, my wife and I have started our mayor's walks on Saturday morning at various spots in Norwalk. Please come out and join us. Locations are announced on Facebook. So far, we've had some good attendance. We walk in different parts of the city and get a chance to just see our beautiful city without driving through, just walking through and taking in all the scenery. So that is all I have. Mr. Sachinelli, Council President, I turn the meeting over to you.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Tonight, the consent calendar is going to be read by Councilperson Kadeem Roberts. Kadeem, over to you.
Thank you, President Sachinelli. All right. We have the consent calendar. 7A, I'm sorry. Recreation, Parks, and Cultural Affairs Committee. 7A1, amend the code of Norwalk, Connecticut Department of Recreation and Parks, Section 1-10 permits. 7B, with the addition of weddings and civil unions do not require approval of Recreation and Parks Committee unless required by director. 7B, health and public safety. 7B1, authorize a purchasing agent to execute a purchase order on behalf of the fire department to Millennium Products, Inc., GSA vendor, for the purchase of 2 variable message signs, item number WVTMM-L, modem package, GPS, and delivery for sum not to exceed $34,567.02. Account noted. 7C, Ordinance Committee. 7-1, approve the following revisions, amendments to the following City Code Section, Chapter 37, Environmental Hazards, Article number 2, use and sale of polystyrofoam products, Section 37-10. 7D1, Community Services and Personnel Committee. 7-1, approval and vote on adjustment to ordinance employee plan, pay plan schedule. 7D3, authorize the mayor, Harry W. Rilling, to execute a contract amendment with the Blue Teapot LLC, extending the term of license agreement for cafe food services at the library through September 6, 2023. 7D4, authorize the mayor, Harry W. Rilling, to accept Department of Children and Families, DCF, grant funds in the amount of $55,033, in an additional $12,891 and enhancement funds to support the operation of the Norwalk Youth Services Department and its programs. Rest of storages, the Justice Care Coordination Peer Connection as the designated Youth Service Bureau for the City of Norwalk. Application submission deadline is September 1st, 2021. Grant award period is July 1st, 2021 through June 30th, 2023. Award amount in the 2023 fiscal year may be adjusted slightly from the 2022 fiscal year per DCF funding guidelines. Back to you, President Sachinelli.
Thank you, Mr. Roberts. I will take a roll call vote. Councilperson Dominique Johnson,
Yes.
Councilperson Manny Langella,
Yes.
Councilperson Barbara Smith,
Yes.
Councilperson David Huvelman,
Aye.
Councilperson Diana Revolus,
Aye.
Councilperson Darlene Young,
Yes.
Councilperson John Kites,
Yes.
Councilperson Tom Keegan,
Yes.
Councilperson Tom Livingston,
Yes.
Councilperson Lisa Shanahan,
Yes.
Nick Sachinelli. Yes, it's unanimous, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you, Mr. Sachinelli. Seeing that item 6A1 is only off consent because we have a conflict, I would ask that someone move that forward. Ms. Revolus moves that forward. Mr. Kites?
Yes, Mr. Mayor, I'd like to recuse myself from this item, please.
Okay, Mr. Kites has indicated recusing himself from item 6A1. The item read is authorization for discussion, settlement, Cormatic versus City of Norwalk, claim number A 08143. We have a motion. Do we have all in favor? Opposed? Motion carries unanimously. Next item on the agenda, Ordinance Committee, Ms. Shanahan.
Yes, Mayor, I'd like to move that we approve the following revisions or amendments to the following City Code section. Chapter 38, Explosives, Article 2, Fireworks and Firecrackers, Section 38-7, 38-7A, 38-8, 38-9, 38-10, 38-11, 38-12, and 38-13. Broderick can't be here this evening. Chief Gatto, are you here to speak on that item, or would you like me to move it forward? Not hearing from Chief Gatto, I will explain what we're doing here, and then we can take a vote on it. As many of our members know, Connecticut outlaws fireworks and other than sparklers and those fountains. And in the past 2 years, many of us know very well that our constituents have been complaining that we've had a lot of complaints about fireworks being set off across the city. Broderick Sawyer asked if we could work with him to craft an ordinance that would give him more guidance to inspect our various stores and vendors that might be selling these types of things. We want to make sure that the fire marshal can get in to make sure that illegal fireworks are not being sold. Our approach was basically carrot and stick. We wanted to encourage our vendors to come to the fire marshal to encourage inspections. And if people did that, then they wouldn't be subject to the stick, which is fines by not coming forward to having their stores inspected. So that's basically what this ordinance does. It provides a carrot and stick for people to get their stores to be inspected, make sure that illegal fireworks aren't being sold. If there's any questions, I'd be happy to answer those.
Yeah, Lisa, Mr. Mayor, if you don't mind.
Yes, go ahead, Mr. Kites.
Yeah, I know we should have discussed that caucus. I know we were at a limited time. Lisa, is this an issue? Has this come up where we're aware of local shops selling illegal fireworks?
Yes,
Okay.
very much so. Yes. So the inspector himself Chief Broderick came to us, or Assistant Chief Broderick came to us to ask that we would help him in his inspection process by bringing this ordinance. So that's really why we took a look at it. Beyond that, we've had plenty of complaints across the city about fireworks being set off, especially the last 2 years.
I agree. No, I mean, always around the 4th of July, even, 1 month before, 1 month behind, you're going to hear them all around. So
Absolutely.
that's good. So this ordinance will now allow the city to investigate the possible sales of fireworks. They didn't have that capability prior to this ordinance.
Well, they didn't have quite as strong a power to do it. And basically what we're trying to do is encourage the stores themselves to submit to these inspections. And so, as I said, they're basically trying to encourage the stores to open their doors to the fire marshal to come in and take a look at this. But this has been a big problem across the city, for sure.
Okay, thank you, Lisa. Thank you to the ordinance committee.
Ms. Revoluth?
And to Broderick Sawyer to bring it to our attention.
Answer broader.
Ms. Revoluth?
Just to the council, and bringing it up though prior to, I have brought it to the council that this is an issue not only and to our major stores, not bodegas or so on and so forth, but the fact that I did bring this up to council well before this, I guess, happened, but this is seen right in our major stores that fireworks that shouldn't be here are here.
Thank you, Ms.
Yeah,
Revoluth.
just-
Any further discussion? Seeing none, all in favor? Opposed? Abstentions? Motion carries unanimously. Next item on the agenda, item 7D2, Mr. Sacchinelli.
That's mine, Mayor.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Oh, I see. Yeah, the Personnel Committee. Okay. Ms. Smith.
Yes, I'd like to move the item and just say a few words if I may. Authorize the mayor, Harry W. Rilling, to execute any and all documents necessary to apply for and accept an American Rescue Plan grant in the amount of $21,459 for the benefit of the Norwalk Public Library.
Ms. Smith?
Yes, and we just wanted to highlight this grant, this incredible appropriate use of APR funding. We have Lamont Daniels here, our Community Services Director, and Sherelle Harris, our Library Director, who worked together to come up with some really innovative, forward-thinking items, COVID related as well as post-COVID to benefit the library. So they've got some furniture, some PPE, but some additional things that I just thought that we'd like to give them the opportunity to talk about. So Lamont, I'll turn that over to you.
Sure. Thank you. Thank you, Councilwoman Smith, who's also the chair of our committee. So good evening, everyone. So I'm going to be very brief, but I also just want to acknowledge Sherelle Harris. This is the first time she's before you. She's certainly no stranger to the city of Norwalk and the work she do, but in this new role as the library director for the Norwalk Public Library. So we're really excited that she said yes. And we're also excited that she has a vision and a vision that's innovative. So I'm going to turn it over to her. When she presented the idea, I said, let's go for it. She said she has some ideas. I said, make it happen. And Sherelle, people know me. We don't like to leave any money on the table. When there's a grant, I said, Sherelle, you better get it all. So without further ado, I want to welcome Sherelle in her new role. We're so excited. And Sherelle, would you share the great vision and this innovative project that we're going to pilot here in the Norwalk Public Library?
Thank you, everyone. Hello, Lamont. Hello, Mayor. Hello, Council. Thank you for the opportunity to be before you tonight. And Barbara, thank you for your warm hospitality at the committee meeting. You surely know how to make someone feel welcome, so thank you. So as Lamont said, he said, don't leave any money on the table. So this opportunity presented itself and we jumped on it. So we ordered PPE to take a little of the weight off of the city so that we don't have to keep going into that particular fund. We also ordered hygienic chairs. So these are chairs that don't have the cushion in them. If COVID hasn't taught us anything, it's cleanliness and being hygienic. So these chairs, you can deep clean them, you can spot clean them, and also will now have consistency throughout the library. So it's also aesthetically nice. So the highlight is we have office and study pods, which are really nice. People often, so maybe a few years ago, the library board did a survey, and the top priority that the city wanted was a cafe, which we do have, but also study rooms. And so this study pod is, it's soundproof, which is nice. So people can go in, they can, have one-on-one meetings, they can have telehealth, which is really important. COVID has brought out telehealth. And so if somebody needs to have an appointment with their doctor, they can have the privacy also soundproof. So, and the library is looking toward perhaps maybe even renting out blood pressure machines and that sort of thing. That's down the line, but this pod was our first shot. The other thing, the city of Norwalk, whenever I'm listening to new projects, the city of Norwalk is also talking about solar. And so we also have a solar charging station for outside, so we can get Norwalk on the map with Connecticut with the solar energy. And let's see, what else did we get? I think that was pretty much it. So the highlights were the solar charging station and the soundproof office pods.
Thank you, Ms. Harris. That is certainly forward thinking. Mr. Daniels, did you have anything to add to that?
No, thank you, Mayor. Thank you very much. We're just excited. And as we shared on our personnel committee, we're piloting this, so we're going to try it out and be the first in our region. And we're looking forward to report back to our committee how wonderful it's being utilized, and it's a great service to our residents, because that's the goal that Sherelle's looking for. How can we enhance the experience to our residents when they enter the library?
Thank you. Ms. Smith, do you have anything else or any further comments or discussion? Ms. Young?
So I just want to say I appreciate the innovation and the forward thinking with Ms. Harris and the Community Services Department. And it seems like that's a huge bang for the buck for $22,000. That this sure outweighs all of that. And it just is, I think the solar powered charging stations are something that should be thought of across the city. So kudos to you and the bringing that to Norwalk, and it's going to be good. That's all. I mean, I don't see a downside to any of it, unless you could pick the pole up and take it with you, but I don't see a downside to any of that. So we appreciate that. So thank you.
Mr. Keegan, then Mr. Langella.
Thank you, Mayor. Really, just great job by Sherelle and Lamont, and just applause for them. This is a great job. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Yep. Sorry, Mr. Langella.
I just want to echo the sentiments of Councilperson Keegan and Councilperson Young. If there's one individual who I know personally is always full of ideas, has forward thinking and puts the community first, it's you, Sherelle. So thank you so much. And thank you, Lamont, for empowering her vision as well too. Thank you guys both.
Oh, thank you.
Any further discussion or comment? Mr. Roberts.
Well, thank you so much for this. If you can find more, keep going. Don't stop.
I will.
And Lamont, of course, gotta always give you your roses, man, so you can smell them. But I appreciate you for definitely helping her out and overseeing. This is an amazing opportunity, guys. So just keep it going. Thank you so much. This is a big benefit for the city.
Thank you.
Ms. Revolus?
So you already know personally for me, having both you and Miss Harris and Councilwoman Young on the screen at the same time. It's the best thing ever. But I wanted to just speak to the fact that you're bringing the library back to the culture of the community. And I don't want that to be missed. Growing up younger, I remember pods in, the town I grew up in, not just the rooms, and especially a younger teenage person, to bring them back to the library, to bring a space that, again, for me, is like the smell of books again, and a safe zone, I think, is kind of being overlooked. And I just want to hug you for seeing that. You're bringing the culture of the library back to the community. And that right there, I don't think should be overlooked. You're a great staple here. You're a great staple to the library. And it's appreciative of the fact that you have an innovative mind and a caring heart.
Thank you. I do want to say that it was a team effort. The library.
Yes, with the team. Yes.
So it was definitely
not guys. Everybody else involved. Please don't take me wrong. You all did amazing. Please, sorry. I am just using Miss Harris in front of me. I don't want to disregard Lamont or anyone else that did that forward thinking and thinking of the community. Just using you as an example because I do all the time. But again, just bringing the culture of the library back to our community, I think is a great thing. It's important, and I don't want it to be ever lost.
Thank you.
Any for Mr. Hooverman?
Yeah, I just want to say that this is another great example of the wonderful work that Lamond in the Community Services Department is doing with his staff, people like Sherelle, to bring stuff like this into our city. This type of innovation is just it's great, and I'm so happy that we're doing this, and I hope that we're able to maybe secure a little more of the ARPA money for a few other things for the library. That would be nice. But thank you guys very much. This is really, really good stuff.
Ms. Johnson, I believe you were raising your hand.
Oh, no, Mr. Mayor, I think I was just emphatically agreeing. Yes, thank you.
Do we have any further comments or any further discussion?
That money. Don't leave none on the table, like Lamont says.
Seeing no further discussion, all in favor? Opposed? Yeah, I didn't think so. Abstentions? Motion carries unanimously. Thank you.
Thank you very much, council leaders. Thank you very much. Thank you, Sherelle, for your
Thank you, Lamont.
Have a great evening, everyone.
Bye.
Do I have any other motions?
Motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
I beat you. I had my hand up. It's become quite a contest. Women are doing it.
Tonight, Ms. Young made a motion to adjourn. All in favor? Opposed? I didn't think so. Abstentions? We're adjourned. Thank you all.
Good night, everyone.